So she faced calls to resign from the survivors of the Parkland shooting victims after Media Matters reported she agreed with comments calling the 2018 shooting a false flag operation.
Oh God. What Alex Jones called Sandy Hook was a false flag.
Yeah. She also called David Hogg, an activist from there, one of the people there. He called him Little Hitler and spread a conspiracy theory that he was bought and paid Little Pawn, an actor.
Nice.
So that's who's...
You survived Auschwitz? What are you, literally Hitler? Like, God damn it.
Yeah. She's terrifying. But let's go back to this other article. But yeah, so she does support the QAnon conspiracy theory. Unfucking surprising. Can we just, like, side note, like, I normally don't like to comment on people's appearances because I feel like that's generally a low blow.
Proportions are weird.
Not even the facial proportions.
Like, her eyes are too high for starters.
Yes, but when we look at... do you guys see that Twitter? What is it called? Like the crazy reacting Karen Twitter? You know what I'm talking about? Where it's just this Twitter that's full of these just crazy Karen videos, right? Of just these Karens going Karening. Karen with a Q.
What?
Look at the Rowan Red. Karen with a Q.
Oh.
She is Karen with a Q. Quaren. She looks like a Karen, the type that would be a mask like denier that would fight you through the store. And by the way, she is one of the representatives that when they were pulled out because of the insurrection, she's one of the people that refused to wear a mask while they were in hiding.
Was she the one actively tweeting Nancy Pelosi's location?
No, that's Lauren Boebert, and we will get to that one.
Okay.
We will get to her because that's the disappointment from Colorado. But so half a dozen Republican congressional candidates who will be on the ballot November 3rd have promoted QAnon conspiracies, and more could be joining them. Media Matters found that 53 candidates running for Congress in 2020 have promoted QAnon. She's one of them.
Oh God, that QAnon's theory where the guy that the old man who got pushed down by police officers and started bleeding from his ears, they labeled him as Antifa because they couldn't dare deal with the fact that maybe there's actual police brutality.
Bro, why her forehead's so big? Why her mouth's so big? Her mouth is so big for spreading all the bullshit that she's spreading. Like, it's actually incredible. But yeah, she's into this shit. Oh, there's Boebert.
Oh no.
I fucking hate her. We'll get to her in a little bit. But yeah, Boebert and Marjorie are apparently these two in particular that are being cracked down on. I don't want to get too much into the QAnon stuff because it's gonna be talked about in an upcoming video. But the bullet to the head thing, she goes on to say for Nancy Pelosi that removal or death doesn't matter as long as Pelosi goes.
Out of curiosity, how many of you have like family members who are like into the whole QAnon stuff? How many?
How many?
Speak.
I feel like there are people. I feel like almost everyone at this point might know of someone.
One thing I really gotta stress, and like this is kind of like coming from like a personal point because my mom is in the QAnon boat, is like you can't just like, you know, isolate them because that just makes it worse. You gotta talk to them and you gotta be open to like letting them back into like regular life, which might be a little hard when they're saying things like George Floyd deserved to die, but you gotta kind of just talk to him. So still working on my mom, but hopefully one day she'll open her eyes.
Yeah, he's trying really, really hard to work on his mom because the biggest thing is if you leave the people who become kind of into QAnon or whatever, if you leave them to their own devices, they literally just spiral down the drain and go deeper and deeper. So Oz is kind of hoping that by, you know, just continually talking to his mom, challenging her sources, and just having discourse with her, that it will at least stop the spiral down the rabbit hole or maybe pull her back out. But you can't like directly, you know, fight and confront these individuals because to them, that's exactly what you would do if you were I don't even anti-QAnon if you were like a normal logical person, I guess, but that's just not how they see it. I don't know how they really see things. My understanding is that they see things that like they're using it under the guise of they're saving children that are being trafficked. So if you're against QAnon, it means you're for child trafficking, which is
it's not just that also, but it's the appeal to being more of a hero than you actually are. It's you're part of like a big movement, a cause that's like bigger than the world. I don't know what the fallacy is, but it's like an appeal to greatness essentially, and it kind of wraps in people who are in low parts of their life, who are financially crippled, who are in desperate need for, ironically, leftist policy, as fucked as it is, but Donnie Coon's gonna save them, right?
Well, let's see. Toothy the Night Fury. Toothy the Night Fury.
Oh, like
sorry.
Toothless. My boy Toothless!
Says that's false. It's an excuse. They actually debate about consent laws all the time.
Oh, they're talking about HN in particular. Yeah, probably.
Is that like the ultra-libertarian
yeah,
thing?
well, the HN's like, hi, look at this liberal talking about child pedophilia, but he's kind of right, you know? Like, 16-year-olds, like, I mean, they're past, like, it's a fucked thing. Like...
Yikes.
Like,
also, thank you, Vamp, for resubbing. You are so close to 2 years. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. But yeah, let's continue here. So, Marjorie...
The Night Furry!
I'm sorry that I called you the Night Furry. I'm sorry, you were the Night Fury.
Oh, that one got caught in the... Yeah. Yep. And what's funny is that pizza parlor doesn't actually have a basement either. Like...
Yeah, and I do talk a bit about Pizzagate in the QAnon video because that's how far back QAnon goes, is to Pizzagate, so I couldn't not say that, you know? So I had to talk about Pizzagate in order to even get to QAnon. It was ridiculous. So she's obviously into QAnon shenanigans. Greene apparently also responded to a user who suggested that Obama and Hillary Clinton stage is set, blah blah blah, they're gonna get killed, whatever. She also said on a Facebook Live that Pelosi is guilty of treason and that treason is a crime punishable by death. That is true, that treason is a crime punishable by death.
Or 10 years.
Or 10 years. But that Pelosi is... I'm curious as to what her factual information is, and this is coming from someone who doesn't particularly care for Pelosi.
Has committed treason?
Yes.
Like, Pelosi's definitely a corporate pawn, but she's not treasonous by any means. Like...
So by the way, pretty much all these posts that were uncovered between the years of 2018 and 2019. Remember, she was sworn in,
oh God.
What, a couple weeks ago, right? Am I right on that? Yeah. So these things are things that she's been, you know, about for some time, and they're claiming that she's,
oh God, someone's asking what Pizzagate is.
Yes.
That is something you gotta Google, my dude. It is a huge rabbit hole. She was recently put into office a couple weeks ago.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, so they apparently weren't the only posts. So here's the video in question that we're going to be taking a look at.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you guys can see the bottom here. Marjorie Greene confronts David Hogg. David Hogg is a survivor from one of the shootings. That dislike ratio, let's add to it. You guys want to, just before we even get to it, what's extra fucked up?
Oh wait, no, man. Sorry.
What's extra fucked up here? Look who posted it.
Oh, that's bullshit. She's verified.
Look who posted it, guys. It's her. She willingly posted this to the internet just over a year ago. Exactly. Dessert Witch. She is proud of this. We're gonna look at this and understand that she is proud of this confrontation. And I saw part of this video already, and she's walking around in her little fucking pale pink out of style fucking Michael Kors purse. Like, we'll get to it, but she's proud of this video, and I want you guys to know that as we look through it, because I think that's really important to understand. I think the video is a little quiet, so let me just turn this up. There it is.
Yeah. David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using...
So, now Oz can't hear the video because it's in my headphones, but... yeah, just... She literally said, why...
Face.
Yeah, look at that half goblin trot. What a way to pose this with the very bag in question that I was shitting on. She says, right? Why are you opposing gun laws that restrict our Second Amendment rights? And I understand that there's a big 2A fight around school shootings, even though that sounds fucking horrific and out of touch to say. She is following around a survivor of a school shooting about her right to carry a gun because his classmates were slaughtered in a school. And he therefore sees from that very incident that there should be more, like, heavier restrictions on your ability to have a gun. There should be better checks in place to try and prevent these things from happening. This is not Oz's mom. I don't know where that came from. This is not Oz's mom. This is Representative Marjorie Greene from Georgia. Just so we're clear. All right. Your ears are bleeding. I'm so sorry. Let me put her back on. Just kidding. But we're kind of going to do it.
Kids to get to as a barrier. Do you not know how to defend your stance?
So that there, she said, do you not know how to defend your stance?
Ooh, someone put a good thing. Is she a 1350 type of person? Do you even know what 1350 is?
I'm not sure what 1350
is the bullshit out of context crime statistic that, because, you know, even though that black people make up 13% of the population, they commit 50% of the crime, but it ignores socioeconomic and other factors that actually lead to that number. And it's basically just a shoehorn attempt at paint. It's a racist shoehorn attempt at painting black people as essentially monsters.
I would argue, based on the information gathered about her.
Certainly is.
Yeah. Now, I can't confirm that for a fact, just to make that clear. That is an opinion for legal reasons. That is an opinion. But in my opinion, I would say probably.
She would never, someone like this would never, ever, ever admit that 1350 is a misleading statistic, because that makes all their arguments look shitty. Right.
Now, just keep in mind here, I do have a script for PragerU. That's actually...
Dennis!
Oz is so excited because we share, like, our recording, like, room. So we have, like, our desks put together, like, against each other. And he's, like, so excited to, like, hear me record the video in the background.
I fucking hate PragerU.
He hates PragerU so fucking much. And honestly, I do too. But, but yeah, PragerU is going to be coming in a video very soon as well.
Look, I'm an American citizen. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun for protection for my...
So I want to pause this again, because now she talks about how she is a gun citizen. A gun citizen? She is a citizen who has a gun, and that she has a concealed carry. And, like, this is Colorado. Like, a lot of people out here are very, very pro-gun, and that's totally cool.
I mean, I'm trying to get my concealed carry right now. I'm
but
pro-gun.
You should never really disclose if you have a concealed carry. It's like, I took one of those, like, self-defense classes, right? And in the self-defense classes, they talked a little bit about, like, gun safety in there as well. And in there, they said that if you are someone who has a concealed carry, or you are with someone who has a concealed carry, that it is in your best interest to not bring that up, because in the event that there was a situation, what does a shooter want to do? They want to get rid of all threats to them, which is anyone who could shoot back. So the last thing you want to do is make your friend a target. And I don't understand from just that reason. Yeah, it's called concealed carry for a reason. I don't understand from that perspective, saying like, I have a concealed carry. Like, why would you say that if you have one? Like, that's literally the opposite of what you would want to say. Duke, she's asking him if he can defend his stance on gun control, not saying he couldn't defend himself during the attack. Both are messed up. Okay. My bad then.
Either way, when it comes to like, you know, gun rights and gun control, two very different things. You would need Texas, Idaho, and Montana to agree to overturn the Second Amendment, which is never going to happen. I personally am pro-gun, but I am very, very, very in favor of like gun control and proper background checks, as well as helping mental health in particular, which I'm pretty damn sure that's what that's what my boy David Hogg is looking for. Not anything like radical.
Yeah, but the second you're restricting their ability to be annoying, it's their biggest concern. It's like recently I've been seeing on TikTok, what is that preacher? The preacher with a conscience or whatever on TikTok, the one that has been talking about and dismantling abortion as being a conservative talking point, and it's actually not something that is a church hot button. And I'm someone who grew up Catholic, right? And I'm someone who grew up pro-life, because that's what I was raised around. And you know, like I grew out of that, but but I'm someone who grew up around that and believing that that's the right thing. So it took me a while to really kind of dismantle a lot of things that I grew up my whole life believing as fact, and have to sit down and like think about that. And one of those things that preacher mentioned is the same thing, where it's, you have to understand that there's a difference between what the actual organization or the people involved want versus what a political agenda wants. And I almost feel to some degree, I think there's a lot of gun lobbyists out there, aren't there? Just, oh, why did it turn?
Keep talking.
Okay. There's a lot of like gun, like lobbyists out there and all this kind of shit that kind of stopped. If you are fine with being a responsible gun owner, then you shouldn't mind a background check to verify that. It's only a problem, in my opinion, if you have something to hide, if you're irresponsible, or if you just genuinely do not give a single fuck about anyone. Why did we turn into an emote chat? How did this happen? Oh, did we turn into an emote only chat for a little bit? Uh-oh. Okay. That was terrifying. Oh, someone redeemed it? Okay, I must have missed it. Sick. I didn't know that's what happened.
Some nice pride flags going on there.
I saw a ton of pride flags and I loved it. That was cool. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, I love this. Like, I put it in it as a thing, but I didn't know how it worked. It's so cool. Sorry. All right, we're back. Let's continue.
Myself, and you are using your lobby and the money behind it and the kids to try to take
David
away
Hogg in
my
the black
Second
hoodie.
Amendment rights. You don't have anything to say for yourself? You can't defend your stance? How did you get over 30 appointments with senators? How'd you do that?
Keep your head high,
How did you
Mr.
get
Hogg.
major press coverage?
So at that point she goes, how did you get 30 appointments with senators? How did you do that? Well, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with a really critical situation he was involved in. Marjorie Greene, running around with your stupid fucking ballerina flats in 2020. Like, baby, what is you doing? Those bitches went out of style in 2016. But here we are anyway.